It says that Vaishnava etiquette is not artificial or superficial. It is natural. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, speaking to the Lord's special devotee, Sanatana Goswami, as we read also yesterday from Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is from Antya-lila, chapter 4, text 128 to 30. My dear Sanatan, although you are the deliverer of the entire universe, and although even the demigods and great saints are purified by touching you, it is the characteristic of a devotee to observe and to protect the Vaishnava etiquette. Maintenance of the Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament of a devotee. Yes, Jagdish? I'm gonna tell you very soon. So etiquette is like behavior or actions or speaking, qualities, etiquette. Sometimes you say bad etiquette. That means bad behavior or bad, you may say, ways of doing things. Like some people always in the mood of, let's say, being busy, but at the same time they are making so many mistakes while doing those execution of those things, and others are getting affected. So etiquette is not artificial. I mean Vaishnava etiquette, because we describe who is a Vaishnava yesterday. He has so many nice qualities like humility, compassion, kindness, free from false ego, equipoise, mild, all of those things. So, etiquette, is it something external or optional? You see, when we talk about, a good example of this is given that, is it possible to be wealthy without any riches? No, of course not. You will say a person, oh, that person is wealthy. That means he has a lot of money, right? So if we say, oh, he's a Vaishnava, then he should show proper behavior, proper attitude, proper way how to relate with other devotees, because he's a Vaishnava. Of course, a non-Vaishnava, he will not be able to express or manifest those qualities that we've mentioned earlier, right? And if he has a lot of wealth, then it says here, what is the value of wealth if one uses no costly ornaments? Sometimes a wealthy person you see driving a very big car, luxury car, instead of a Kia or a Suzuki. He must be driving expensive car. So similarly, one who is in Krishna consciousness, then these jewels of Vaishnava etiquettes, they're just like ornaments. They're ornaments. that will naturally grace all of his dealings and activities. He's very respectful, he's very humble, and all those things, so on. It will show. So the characteristic of a devotee are always sublimely manifest in all of his actions. The depth of a Vaishnava is judged by his symptoms. That means the advancement of one's Krishna consciousness can be seen in how he behaves himself. Okay? The true devotee will therefore adorn himself unsparingly with the decorum of a Vaishnava in all respects. So here, the code of ethics of a profession. Accepting the identity of a Vaishnava necessitates a certain standard of behavior or etiquette. Vaishnava etiquette facilitates Krishna consciousness. It provides the criteria by which a devotee can act properly in every situation. It says here, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, text 24, purport. Srila Prabhupada roughly paraphrases one of the items favorable for development of devotional service. This was quoted in third verse of the Upadesamrita, or Nectar of Instruction. It says here that anyone who is developing Krishna consciousness and also performing devotional service, by engaging in those activities, is supposed to be in a mode of goodness. Practicing Vaishnava etiquette is always in the mood of goodness. And as Prabhupada says, we should at least come to the platform of goodness, mode of goodness, as it is conducive to self-realization. And ignorance and passion is not. Goodness is like studying scriptures, cultivation of knowledge. That's one of the characteristics of one who's in goodness. In Vaishnava who's in goodness is always like to learn. He always wanted to hear. He wanted always to, she may say, perfect. He wanted to become perfect. Some devotees are like that, perfectionist. So, how one applies the principles of Vaishnava etiquette reflects whether a devotee is Krishna conscious or not. So again, we can check ourselves. Am I humble? Am I conscientious? That means, am I concerned about things that's needed to be done for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord? Am I well-mannered? Do I behave properly? Am I disciplined? This is where the disciple word came from, disciplined. Discipline means not having a whimsical judgment. Discipline means he is abiding certain rules and regulations. Am I cultured? Vaishnava culture. This is a Vaishnava culture. It's a culture of respect. Am I sensitive? Sensitive in what way? That means, again, sensitive but not emotionally sensitive, but sensitive in such a way that he wants everything to be properly done. So if there is something a little bit not going right, then he wants to correct it. So someone who is a devotee of the Supreme Lord can be known of how much he displays good qualities. Okay? So now we're going to read from quotes from Srila Prabhupada. It's a letter to Shivaram. Now is Shivaram Swami, 7th of December 1975. Brahminical life means cleanliness. Brahminical life means to be very, very clean, inside and out. So inside, we chant to purify ourselves. We pray to the Lord. We hear and chant. This is cleansing of the heart again, purifying oneself. And outside, externally, one needs to take bath 3 times daily. Well, this is for the sannyasi, of course. But grihastha can do that also. Or every time we pass a stool, we need to take bath. We have to be clean. Or at least 2 times. But never less than once. Prabhupada says that. 3 times, then 2, then at least once, no less. That means we have to take bath. Especially coming to the temple, one should wear fresh clothes. Even at home also, if one has to do deity worship or puja, then one has to be clean. Even the children. Sometimes you've seen children, they let them do artik or do puja or like abhishek, bathing. So they should be also be clean. Bathing after passing stool. In the material world, they don't know this thing. Isn't it? They don't know. But devotees, they cannot stand. If they don't take bath after passing stool, they feel very, very dirty, contaminated. And also, the clothes used in the bathroom, passing stool, has to also to be washed. It is considered to be also soiled or dirty. The qualifications of the Brahmanas are described in the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Actually, Brahmana, this explains here. The Brahmana, what are the qualities of the Brahmana? A Brahmana not necessarily is a devotee or a Vaishnava. There are many Brahmanas in India, but not all of them are devotees. Some of them are smarta Brahmanas. They just follow rules and regulations without knowing what it is. And, yes, that is very, very important. Some of them, as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, some of these Brahmanas in India who takes care of the deities in the temple, he says that they will use Shalagram Shila for cracking nuts. And also, they will show the deities to you for if you give some donation. Even if it's not time for opening of the altar, they will open the altar for you. Or they will bring Shalagram Shila close to you so you can have close, near, almost within reach darshan if you give a little donation. Right? You've seen like this in Vrindavan? So they are not the best of the devotee. They're like materialistic. Hare Krishna. 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita, verse 42. These are the description, especially those who took Brahminical initiation 2 days ago. One should meditate on these different qualities and try to also develop them. Peacefulness. For me, the first quality that one needs to develop is humility. Because without being humble, then you will not want to follow anything. And being humble means submissive and you are ready to learn. Not humble means I know better than you, so don't tell me anything. So for me, the best or the first quality that needs to develop is humility, accepting authorities, accepting Guru, accepting Krishna, accepting I am full of faults, accepting I commit so many mistakes, and so on. Then, naturally, peacefulness, self-control, samo, damo, tapo, austerity, purity, socham, tolerance, honesty, wisdom, knowledge, and religiousness. These are the qualities by which the Brahmanas work. So according to one's quality and the activities that one performs, then we will know which position he has or he is. So it's like there is one son of a Sudrani, and she comes to school, or he comes to school, and then the teacher says, tomorrow, tell me who is your father. Tell me about who is your father. So the boy went home and asked his mother, Mother, who is my father? My dear son, I'm sorry, I cannot tell who is your father because I have so many relationships before. So the boy went back to school. And when his turn is up, he says, so tell me about who's your father? And the boy says, well, I'm sorry, teacher. I asked my mother and she doesn't know who is my father because he had a lot of relationships in the early days. So the teacher says, concluded that you are a Brahmana. You're a Brahmana because you're telling the truth. So even though he is born from a Sudrani mother, but because he is truthful, then he is a Brahmana. So we don't earn all of these qualities from where we took birth. It's just natural. It comes natural. It's like in India, when someone says, oh, I was born in a Brahmana family and therefore I am a Brahmana. Prabhupada gave an example. It's like you cannot say that you're a judge because your father is a judge. It doesn't work. You have to go to school. You have to go to law school and pass the bar exam, and you'll be acknowledged to be a lawyer. And then later on, you'll become a judge. So all of these qualities are described. Another quality of a devotee here. We mentioned this yesterday. From Lilamrita, Volume 6, page 222. One devotee says, Rameswar, they claim that our lifestyle tend to take the devotee and isolate him from the world. Because in those days they have what you call this brainwashing group. They kidnap our devotees, and they will try to brainwash or change the way he is thinking of being a devotee, putting him back to become a materialist. Yes, said Prabhupada, we hate we hate to mix with you. That means the non-devotees. No gentleman tries to mix with loafers. Crows will not like to live with the ducks and white swans. And white swans will not like to live with the crows. That is natural. Birds of the same feather flock together. Again, this is one of the first qualification of a devotee. Says here, these are some of the behaviors now. The feet should not touch or even be exposed to anyone or anything, especially sacred items. That is offensive. Basically, the feet touch only the floor. Otherwise, they are kept covered. Feet is considered to be dirty because it touches the floor. So we should not sit on our feet extending. It's like in Radharaman Temple. Radharaman Temple. You have been to Radharaman Temple, right, in Vrindavan? So they have a courtyard like ours, but a small courtyard, and they have like an elevated platform on the side. So if you sit there, you cannot sit like Shyam Krishna Prabhu, like this. You have to put, I was sitting like this, and says, no, put your feet inside. Or I was carrying also a stick, because in Vrindavan I carry a stick for monkeys. You should carry also. It's good. It's a psychological effect on the monkeys. They will even bite you. Now they bite. And they steal your things. So I brought my stick inside the Radharaman Temple. And there is a parking lot for the sticks. Parking space. You cannot have them, like in Krishna Balaram Mandir. I can do that. I can go anywhere with the stick. Because the stick also touched the ground. So they have a special place. That is the parking space for the sticks or the danda. So try to cover your feet as much as possible and don't touch to the sacred items. Actually, these instruments also are considered sacred. They're supposed to have a special place. But it's okay because it's not really touching the ground now. Because of this rug. Otherwise, yes. One should not step over or reach over anyone. Sometimes we've seen devotees, yes, if I'm sitting here and then two devotees maybe talking between me and then they will, that's not proper. Or if two devotees are talking, you don't go in between. You don't go across. In India, this is normal. They will just go right there. Sometimes I will push him. If I see him walking this way, I will push him with my, don't go this way. Go on the other side. It is an offense. Don't touch your feet with. It's like even moving things. You've seen some devotees doing this. It's like some asanas or something. Use your hands. Again, feet is dirty. You don't push with your foot an item. Lift it up and move it like that. One should not step over or reach over anyone while they are offering obeisances. Few times in Krishna Balaram Mandir also, because it's very dark for Mangalarti, some devotees, because they stepped mistakenly, they fell down. And one devotee, he broke some of his ribs, few ribs. He had to take rest for some time. So if there is too much crowd, there is no need to offer obeisances. And offering obeisances taking like sleeping, or offering so many mantras, and it creates problem in that way. Why shouldn't, huh? Yeah. Yeah, we cannot. It's like, again, if it's too crowded and you want to pass this way, I never ever go and jump and walk over someone's legs. I will go, Prabhuji, move a little bit. You just do a little bit of mudra like this, then they will let you go. Don't. It's a mode of passion and ignorance. If you go a step over one's foot or one's items or one's, it's not proper. Slamming doors. The slamming doors, Prabhupada is very, very much against this, slamming doors. Lilamrita, chapter 5, or volume 5, chapter 5, page 144. The slamming of doors, although seemingly a minor fault, greatly disturbed Srila Prabhupada. It symptomized carelessness and misuse. And Prabhupada said the sound cracked his heart. He heard this in Mayapur, actually. It's like devotees. We're used to. Where either they slam the door or they don't knock on the door. Both are not good. Before you enter, knock on the door. Just like before we enter the temple room, just the door outside, we knock on that also, and here we knock on that also. One time, Prabhupada came out of his room and called out, "Who is that slamming the doors? No one knows from where this building has come. You take it for granted that it is here, but no one cares." Someone slammed the door there or something? Yes. Be careful. Mode of passion means like, mode of goodness, slowly.
A lot of temples, they have ringing bells.
The bells, yeah?
But sometimes people do ding.
Big amount? Yeah. No need to. Just little bit sound. Yeah, sometimes they get too excited to see the Lord, so it's like, boom, then they come in. But then if they come in, they should offer obeisances also. That's part of it. So be mindful of this. There are some places in India, they don't have doors. Some villages. They don't have doors. They let everyone. If the thieves will come and steal our property, that must be Krishna's arrangement. So then some places, one village or the whole village, no doors at all. So there is no slamming of doors there, for sure. Stealing. But so far as stealing is concerned, one should not steal, except in the rarest circumstances. What? Steal for Krishna is a rare circumstance.
Like flowers in the
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you've seen some flowers along the way or some wild berries or something. It's not really stealing. If it belongs to some property, then it would be nice to ask permission also, first of all. If there's so much in abundance of flowers, and you can ask. Moral principle is recommended in all scriptures as a prerequisite for spiritual culture. This is a letter by Srila Prabhupada to Pradyumna, 1968. Rarest circumstances. Rare means almost is not happening. Rare, it doesn't exist almost. Right? Okay, so we go again. This is more on the behavior of a Vaishnava. Yes?
I read somewhere that when you enter the temple,
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to say Hare Krishna or Jai Shri Krishna or something, not just enter.
Uh-huh. Well, knocking itself implies that you are coming. This is an etiquette to tell to the person, to Lord Krishna, that I am coming. Like, it's not a disturbance, but you just want to tell that I'm coming. So you can say Hare Krishna or Jai Sisi Radha Madhava. Yeah, greeting the deities. Jai Sisi Gornitai. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Yes? That's good. So our consciousness manifests on our actions, by our actions. So whatever consciousness we have, if we are Krishna conscious, then it will show through our actions. And any advancement we may have, it shows also through our actions, through our activities, in all of our dealings with the devotees. So yes, we have to clearly understand that all of our activities, mainly we're dealing with the devotees and not the innocent public. Our dealings is mainly, or if you are work, then you're dealing with your co-workers. But that is in the professional level, work level. But our interactions mainly are with the devotees. Aparad is the only real stumbling block in spiritual life. We must become fearful of committing offense. This awareness will lend sobriety and gravity to our behavior. Yeah, we should always be thoughtful that I am not committing any offense or any offenses. And this way we'll become aware, we'll become, in a way, more grave and more be careful of how we conduct ourselves. This awareness will lend sobriety and gravity to our behavior. We will naturally become humble. See, when we think about it, hey, I must be very careful. So immediately the humility will be there. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will become pleased and we will make advancement without serious obstruction. Srila Prabhupada, the reputation of Srila Prabhupada, because he is known as the guru of the Hare Krishna movement. He is the founder of the Hare Krishna movement. And therefore, our behavior also will reflect. Srila Prabhupada's reputation will be reflected in how the followers behave. As Prabhupada gave an example, it's like, we were taught to eat using right hand, because this is the suchi and this is the muchi. So if you eat with your left hand in India, it is not normal. And they will say, oh, this is disciple, follower of Swami Bhaktivedanta. What is he teaching them? What is he teaching them? He does not know how to teach them. So similarly, we should be careful also. Our behavior as disciples of our Guru Maharaj, we should be careful in dealings with each and every God brothers and God sisters, and also our fellow God cousins. It's just, there's not much interaction as far as I can see and I observe. I mean, within the God brothers and God sisters, we should be cooperating and working harmoniously. But I don't have that experience. Well, because I'm a sannyasi, so I'm dealing with all of different devotees with different gurus, but our dealings also towards others, gurus, disciples, should not be different than how we deal with our own God brothers. Because we all live under one roof, same house Srila Prabhupada built. So we should have a good relationship with each other within the society. In order to maintain Srila Prabhupada's good name, our behavior should be very exemplary. So similarly, if one says, oh, he's a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami. Yes, that's very nice. He's very nicely trained. Or any other gurus. Then the guru is the one who is being praised, right? The guru is the one who is being much respected. Srila Prabhupada, quote, act in such a way that they will see we are of ideal character. Prabhupada says that. When asked, how do you recognize a Vaishnava? Prabhupada replied, he is a perfect gentleman. Perfect gentleman and gentlewoman. As Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says also, this place is not a place for gentlemen. This world is not a place for gentlemen. Gentleman, very respectable because of his character. Apani achare keha na kare prachar, prachar kare na keha na kare na achar. This is Lord Sanatan Goswami to Haridas Thakur. Some behave very well but do not preach the culture of Krishna consciousness, whereas others preach but do not behave properly. You simultaneously perform both activities in relation to the holy name by your personal behavior and by your preaching. Therefore, you are the most advanced devotee in the world. Haridas Thakur. He was born in a Muslim family. But because of his attachment in chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given him the title of Namacharya. But then again, he's chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and also the qualification of a Vaishnava, even though he is born in a Muslim family, he is a topmost Vaishnava, and he acts accordingly. Both. He preach and also behave properly. It automatically should be there, that quality of acting properly. If one is a preacher, if one is recognized as a preacher, that means he has a lot of good qualities. How can he be effective then if his actions is not according? The purity is, there's a saying, purity is the force. So if there is no purity, that means when one is pure, then all of his activities, all of his behavior also manifest as being pure. Better than the Brahmana who knows the purpose of the Vedas is he who can dissipate all doubts. And better than him is one who strictly follows Brahminical principles. Better than him is one who is liberated from all material contamination, and better than him is a pure devotee who executes devotional service without expectation of reward. Better than the Brahmana is the one who can gives you knowledge, can dissipate your doubts. But better than that is one who is following Brahminical principles. But better than that is one who is liberated. And then better than that is a pure devotee. A pure devotee of the Lord is automatically a Brahmana. But a Brahmana does not necessarily means automatically he is a Vaishnava. That's from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 29, Text 32. Any other points? Letter to Rupanuga Prabhu, May 9, 1972. Now I want that we shall concentrate on making our devotees Krishna conscious and ourselves becoming Krishna conscious, and not be so much concerned with expanding ourselves widely but without any spiritual content. You remember was the analogy Prabhupada gave to this? Huh? Yes, boiling the milk. Just like boiling milk, it becomes thicker and sweeter. Now do like that. Boil the milk. That means, what is the use of making many devotees but not training them? Well, that's why in ISKCON nowadays we have so many ways how we can be trained and how we can be educated. There's Bhakti Sastri you can take in Mayapur or Vrindavan or other institutions online. There's also many devotees traveling all over the world, different parts, and they're giving seminars as well, those who are expert in some fields or another. So yes, boil the milk. What is the use of having many cows but not one single is giving a milk? So better empty barn, so to speak. So similarly, we may have so many. We're always increasing our members in Krishna consciousness day by day by day. Especially with this Ratha Yatra, or many Ratha Yatras this month. So many thousands, I've seen thousands and thousands of devotees, first comers, new ones. So we have to take care of them, mold them in such a way that they will become spiritually enlivened and make progress, and all these different qualities manifest. A letter to Patita Udarana, 12 December 1974. A devotee is always ideal in behavior. So we all have to cooperate amongst ourselves. Otherwise, what will people think if we ourselves fight with each another? That is natural to have a fight, but not always. It's like even the family. But that fight is not really fight. It's just like more or less is how we can improve, or how we can find the best way how to serve Hari Guru and Vaishnavas. Lord Chaitanya taught, a devotee is always ideal in behavior. Again, try to avoid as much as possible. A little bit of misunderstanding doesn't mean that we are fighting and we are against each other. No. We're going to be with us. All of us, we're going to be with each other for the rest of our life. Whether we like it or not. We have to learn how to tolerate. Learn to give and take. Not only taking all the time, but give and take. Or not only giving all the time, but cooperation must be there. Yes, cooperate amongst each other. Otherwise, people, what will they think if we fight with one another? Any points? Yes, sir. Is there another mic so that they can hear properly? Yeah. Or you can take it up there, so I don't have to repeat.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So Maharaj, in the point of cooperation, so most of the times I've seen the discussions are more around details. Everyone has different understanding of the details, and that's why the cooperation is not there sometimes. So how to resolve those issues that come up with details?
Communication is very important. I was thinking with Govind Madhav this morning. Cooperation means the communication should be open. How can we cooperate with each other if there is no communication? What I want to say, I should be able to communicate. And others should be also willing to listen. That doesn't mean that we should not expect that if I say something, it has to be followed. But we can all be given that opportunity to express ourselves. And there should be a forum where everyone can be heard. And then we will find the best solution, how to apply whatever is needed to be done so that we can serve nicely Srila Prabhupada, the deities, the Vaishnavas, and our spiritual master. Cooperation is not one way. Cooperation is two ways. And details, that is the problem. We talk about principles, but when it comes to details, because it becomes quite expensive. So there should be like, it's like having this program for Guru Maharaj. As an example, we had few meetings, right? And only when Guru Maharaj comes here, then things change. We plan something, but things change. But if we did not plan, it'll be a disaster. If there is no planning, what we did, how are we going to serve the Vaishnavas? We're committing a parad here. We invite them, but we don't take care of them nicely, right? So we should be understanding that in the last minute, things may change. And Guru Maharaj, he will tell us what to do. We may have planned, we will present to Guru Maharaj, and then Guru Maharaj says, no, I think we should do this. So immediately though, as soon as Guru Maharaj says we should do this, that should be communicated to everyone. Not just only few people knows. Then everyone was like thinking, hey, what's going on here? Oh, what's going on? Who's in charge here? So my suggestion again after Guru Maharaj goes is that we have a meeting. We will jot down things that needs to be improved, where we went wrong, how we can do better next time, all the good things that happened. Many good things happened also. Yeah, we should not overlook those. We should see things that didn't go well, and we should see things that really was not, even without proper planning, spontaneously, it happened nicely, isn't it? It's a spiritual institution. Guru Maharaj says it's not easy to run a spiritual institution because we're all beginners. We're all learning here. Some may be very advanced. Fine, that's good. So we should follow them, follow in their footsteps. There is no one solution to this. Again, humility. Because this is the first symptom of a Vaishnava. Humility. Yes?
So Maharaj, I have one more question, sorry. So for regarding the boiling milk versus preaching to new devotees or new people, there is definitely benefit of boiling the milk in the sense that for a devotee, if they're doing more the activities of preaching to existing devotees, they are getting into deeper knowledge of Krishna consciousness. They can get deeper into subjects of Srimad Bhagavatam or other areas. Whereas when they are totally focused on new devotees, they always have to stay at the surface level of Krishna consciousness because that's how they have to teach or
No,
learn the language.
you have to do both.
So yeah, so there are pros and there are benefits of both. So how do we balance them? Like how
Well,
do we
you should be always try to improve by, again, reading, developing these qualities of Vaishnava. It's like Guru Maharaj will always say, we should be lamb outside, but then inside is like a tiger or something. Huh? No, but that is the opposite. What's going on is you are lamb outside, but inside a person is like a tiger. Right? It happens. But we should be lamb at home, right? But it's the opposite. So simultaneously, one should always develop one's Krishna consciousness, and at the same time, whatever you've learned, you tell others. But we cannot talk others about like this in the beginning. This is another step further. We don't talk about humility. They don't know all of these things when you talk to public. So you're not being, actually, the more you learn, the more you become humble, the more you want to tell about others, about Krishna. And if you tell others Krishna consciousness, about Krishna consciousness, even let's say in the elementary level, that makes you an elementary level. You understand? That makes you become expert. That you can deal with everyone. You can preach to graders, elementary students. You can speak to the high school students. You can speak to the college students. You can speak to the Microsoft, staff. You can meet the President of the United States. This is how a devotee should be. Shyam, Krishna.
Maharaj, very nice topic and a lot of information. Digest and if you have time, I will look at the questions too. But if you have time, maybe if you can elaborate something about.
Go speak like this, close to your mouth.
We have been learning and we have been discussing about Vaishnava qualities and behavior like that, which is very, very important. But also I think if you can elaborate something about among the Vaishnava interpersonal relationship.
Yeah.
Because it is very, very important interpersonal relationship.
Yes.
And in that Vaishnava etiquette.
Uh-huh. You see, we've learned from the scriptures, from the sastras, that devotees, there are different levels of devotees. There is the beginning or neophyte devotee, and then there is a madhyam. Prakrita bhakta, there is madhyam bhakta, and then there is the uttama bhakta. So our movement is structured in such a way that the juniors always respect the seniors. But then the seniors also should show affection towards the juniors. Blessings always come from the seniors. But then again, who is senior here? We have different categories of seniority. According to our understanding, based from the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, seniority means whoever took initiation first. Even, let's say, Shyam Krishna Prabhu took initiation yesterday and I took initiation today. He is my senior. Even though he's younger, let's say. Let's say he's like, let's say he's like 15 years younger than me. But he took initiation yesterday. So he's my senior. I'm going to respect him. The respect must be there. And it is, even though he's young, he can give me blessings also. So that's one. There is seniority also by age. One can be like 80 years old, 70 years old, and I'm like 20 years old. So he is my senior also. There is another one, seniority by being more realized in knowledge about Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says even a new bhakta can sit here in the Vyasa and give Krishna conscious class if he is very learned. Of course, if there is a more senior than him, then that person should be here. Again, seniority. Like Sukadev Goswami is a 16-year-old boy. He's not senior by age, but he's learned. He surpassed all the sages in Naimi Saranya, or yes? No, Naimi Saranya. Now, he surpassed all of them, and he was asked to be the one who give the answers to the questions of Parikshit Maharaj. So, yes, the juniors, they're always ready to receive affection and blessings from the seniors. Okay? So, again, who is senior? There are different categories. I was asked this question yesterday also. It's like when you have Abhishek, let's say Jagannath, Snan Yatra, they'll make announcement. The first one who will do the Abhishek are the senior devotees. But who is the senior here? Again, you're gonna ask, you better have a name tag. Senior number 1, senior number 2. In Vrindavan, we do it in a different way. We invite. We invite. We don't let anyone. Of course, that's on the altar. But for public, those who are initiated first, they should do it. Okay, so our society is also structured according to Varnashram. That means Brahmana, Satriya, Vaishya, and Sudra, Sannyasi, Vanaprastha, Grihastha, and Brahmachari. So, Sannyasi is supposed to be the spiritual master of all the Varna and ashrams. Then after Sannyasi, the Vanaprastha, the Grihastha, then the Brahmachari. That's the sequence. And then Brahmana, Satriya, Vaishya, and Sudra. We should also respect the Guru's god brother as none different as the Guru. So never forget this. Even though, let's say, god brother of our Guru Maharaj, who is not in full-time service, he may be coming once in a while, still we should respect him. It's like as our Guru. It's not because, he doesn't come, what is he doing out? No, we should not think like that. Think that he is a god brother of our Guru. Sannyasis should always be respected as the Guru. This is what it says here. This what I'm reading here is based from the teachings and seminars. It's a collected and especially inspired from His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami, because he is like the perfect gentleman in ISKCON, isn't it? Huh? In a Vaishnava society, everyone tries to become humble. The more advanced one is, the more humble he becomes. So again, this is one of the criteria of how we can see who is a Vaishnava, how humble he is. Sometimes, senior Vaishnavas may offer respect to a junior Vaishnava due to his humility. But a junior Vaishnava should never think that he deserves that respect from all senior Vaishnavas. He said also that the sannyasi is not obliged to offer back respects. Otherwise, all day long I'll be just offering obeisances to everyone. It's not possible like that. But when we do the pranam, say Hare Krishna, that is also. It says also that actually a very advanced devotee, even before you offer your respect to him, he already offered respect to you, even before you do. This is how the humility of an advanced devotee is.
How about Maharaj, hierarchy, like in our temple?
Use the mic, use the mic.
Like,
Please.
like in our temple, Thanrahmana Prabhu is by age and initially he is very junior.
Yeah.
President.
Yeah, well, yeah, that is the point. He's an authority. He's a representing Srila Prabhupada. Temple president means representative of Srila Prabhupada. So he has to be given due respect. Definitely. Yes. Management has to be given respect because they're the one who is organizing the temple activities. Even though a new bhakta, sometimes we have a new bhakta who is a temple commander. You know, a temple commander, he's arranged things that, hey Prabhu, can you do this please? Can you pick this up please? Can you move that over there? It's like here, I've seen Bidura Prabhu is quite busy. So usually, you know, he arranged things, right? So, and he's a senior devotee also. Oh, maybe the most senior, most of us.
Most senior.
Yeah, example. So, he may not have a post like Nila Madhav Prabhu, but he should be respected also in that way. Yeah, temple presidents actually is the servant of everyone. He is a servant leader. And he's meant to be given due respect. Yes. Again, a lot of emphasis here about humility. Never take sides when there is a disagreement among senior Vaishnavas. It's very important. We'll read. Never take sides when there is a disagreement among senior Vaishnavas because we don't know. Taking sides is like you're making judgment here. Stay neutral because the quarrel among Vaishnavas is a kind of pastime and beyond our understanding. Again, because our purpose, our main objective is to serve Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master, the Vaishnavas. We may have disagreement how to serve, but we will, in the disagreement, and if you take sides, it's like we don't have an idea. It's better we just do our service, whatever service that is allotted to us, and let them discuss. It is beyond us. In the spiritual world also there is this kind of competition. Who can serve Krishna the best? So, when I was president in Toronto, I was always thinking, what will Prabhupada do in this kind of situation? So I better know Shastra. I better know Prabhupada's teachings. But for a neophyte devotee, a new devotee, to say, I think you're right. No, you better, no, just do your chanting and do what you're supposed to do. There is a competition, Chandravali and Radharani. But not either one of them. Both of them are correct. It's not that Chandrabali is bad. Chandrabali is still a shadow of Radharani. She is also expansion of Radharani, but in a different mood. So when it comes to disagreement, when it comes to a little bit of misunderstanding, we should not go in between or try to take sides. We will commit an offense. Any points on this? Yes. Hold on.
When in Chandravali and Radharani's pastimes, the gopis exercise, although they are not.
But they're right wing. There's a different mood. Right wing and left wing. Radharani is unsubmissive. And Chandrabali is submissive in serving Krishna. And Krishna likes both mood. Krishna goes to Chandrabali's camp also. It's not that, oh, no, I'm not going to go because I only read. No, both he comes. Sometimes the gopis will tell Krishna, no, you cannot enter. Our mistress says she is very angry at you. You cannot enter. But Chandrabali's camp, they cannot say that to Krishna. They cannot say that. Krishna is always welcome. Whatever Krishna will do, he is always welcome there. Yes. They're both in a different mood, but Krishna reciprocates with them accordingly. Yes, sir.
Thank you for the nice class, Maharaj. Maharaj, just quick point, like how do we reconcile difference of opinions, like when there is a service in the temple or when there is an opportunity to serve. Different devotees may have different.
That's why we have to know what is the standard. We have to know what is the scripture says. We have to know what is the instruction from the spiritual master. It's like I was, just an example, I was in one temple in this trip. And in this temple, when they have, let's say, disappearance day or appearance day of a Vaishnava, they will first offer artik, then they will do pushpanjali after. We don't do that in India. We first offer pushpanjali, then we do artik. Because we've learned this, Mayapur, Vrindavan, this is how, and Prabhupada says, yes, this is just an example. In terms of deity worship, you should learn from the Radharaman temple. So these devotees in this temple, when I was there, and Gauranga Prabhu was there also, Gauranga knows the standard, and he knows that I know also. So I was given a choice to do artik or to sing. So I chose to sing. And then he was gonna do the artik. He says, no. Ask Maharaj which one to do first. We have to do pushpanjali first, then the artik. But he knows that I know, right? Gauranga, is diplomatically he tries to, to tell that Maharaj knows. Then after we left, they did it again. They did the artik first, then the pushpanjali after. And that is wrong. So we try to tell them the best. We show them the way how it's being done, but because they were used to old ways, how they were doing it, even if it is wrong, it has to be corrected. It has to be corrected. Huh? So, yes, how that's why, as I said, we have to know the instructions from the spiritual master. We have to know what is the proper standard. We have to know what is the Shastra says. So in this way, we base from Hari, Guru, and Vaishnavas our decision. It's not just, oh, I think this is better because I know better, and I am senior than you. Even though I don't read, but I'm senior than you, so I should be the one who should be followed. That's not how it works. Right? We have to know. Yes? Is that okay? It's like fasting. Fasting is different ways of fasting. Fasting doesn't mean no, of course, fasting means no liquid, nothing at all. But you can fast while drinking water only. You can fast while drinking juices. You can fast while only eating fruits. That is fasting also, right? Hare Krishna. So, okay? Hari. Span. Oh no, I answered it. Oh my. Hare Krishna. I didn't want to answer it. Fast. Anything else? Yes, sir. Hold on. I have to adjust this. It's wrong. Yes. Bolo.
My question pertains to conflict resolution.
Use the mic. And quick. Something is wrong here. Go ahead. It is on.
Maharaj, my question pertains to conflict resolution, especially when it comes to services in a temple. Sometimes we see that, there's friction between devotees and non-devotee thinks that they should be doing a certain service, and whereas another, devotee feels that they've been doing the service. And
Give an example. You are telling me somewhere in the world.
Sometimes,
Give an example.
like like RT schedule.
RT schedule, okay.
Sometimes, devotee thinks that they should be doing the RT and
What is schedule is being done monthly?
what do you mean?
The schedule of the artics, the puja and everything is monthly, no?
I mean, suddenly someone might appear and
Huh?
some devotee might come and they want to do the RT.
Well, if he's a senior, if he's a sannyasi, let him do it.
No, not talking
You'll get the benefit.
No, not talking about sannyasi, but
They cannot do that. They cannot do it. Well, he has to ask the person who's doing the artik, can I do it? But he cannot just barge in and, I'm doing the artik, get out of here.
suddenly they show up and
Suddenly? There is no suddenly here. That is planned. Just one second, let him explain himself.
So anyway, but so if there's
Huh?
so anyway.
Tell Prabhuji I'm sorry. If you want to do it, I'm already prepared to do it. Why you come only now? You should have called first. You should have asked first. We will let you do it, but give us time.
Like advance notice and.
Yes.
Okay.
You cannot just go in Radharani's kitchen and says, I want to cook Rajboga today. Then the Matajis will have a war, especially in the kitchen. Yeah, it belongs to them, but there is a schedule.
Sure. So in the event that there isn't a resolution, then.
Huh?
In the event that there isn't any resolution, then do you speak to your management or?
Yeah, you speak to that's why there is a hierarchy again here. Talk to the head department, HOD. Isn't it?
That's it.
Yes, thank you. Yes. The health department? Oh, the HOD, it is a duty of the higher management to tell. From the bottom, if he's telling the HOD a request or feedback, he should act. If he's not acting, then the junior devotee can go to the higher and just give information. And it's the duty of those who are higher now to talk with because they can manage to do that. Don't try ever to correct senior devotees unless you have a relationship with him. If you have a relationship with a devotee, you can tell anything and everything. It's like, friends has a relationship, they can slap the face, and the next day they're still friends. If you do that to no relationship, he will not talk with you the rest of his life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have to be careful. But the authorities have the rights to correct everyone. But it should be done in a very nice way also. It's not that because he's an authority, he'll just like being bossy or something. Do it in a nice way. Yes. Okay? Anand Prabhu?
Very nice instruction on this topic. Is there any hotline in case if you need to get an answer?
Huh?
Is there any hotline, I mean, sometimes local we think they are not fit or something,
Well,
Then
you can always write to me.
Okay.
My hotline is really hot. Matajis, anything? Mm-mm. Now there's a conflict here. Go ahead.
So for a situation where the conflict which we are saying, it is also said that we have to learn to tolerate. And also in the scripture we have seen that when Lord Indra was trying to do the yagya, 100 yagyas, in the competition, and later on...
No, it's Prithu Maharaj.
Prithu Maharaj, with
He
Prithu
wanted to do,
Maharaj. The competition was with Prithu
Asvamedha.
Maharaj.
Yes.
So then Prithu Maharaj, Lord Indra was trying to overtake and then...
Steal the horse.
And trying to stop him from doing 100
Yeah.
yagyas. So from that incident we learned that it's okay to let go and not do it. That is also dear to
It's
Krishna.
good.
So how should we incorporate that? Should we do that during
Actually,
our service?
you get blessings if you let others do the service. If you somehow, just for example, if I'm supposed to do the artik, Guru Puja artik, and I give it to Shyam Krishna Prabhu, I get so much credit for that. Because I allowed him to do it. I can do that for senior devotees. And for junior devotees, I can do that also. If I know that, hey, give him a chance. I got benefit. It says that if you wash the Lord's plates, the paraphernalia, after the artik, after the puja, you get more credit than the pujari who did the artik. Okay? So if you allow, this is out of humility again, you allow others to serve more than you do, that is your service. To give them service, you get so much bhakti points in that one. Yes? Okay, remind you again, if you have others give the opportunity to do more service, you get credits when they do that service. You facilitate them. That is the highest service, actually. Facilitating everyone to do service. And in Vrindavan, everyone is pushing each other to get closer to Radhe Shyam. That is the mood of the gopis. The mood of the sakas, cowherd boys, is that they want to go touch Krishna first. They want to be with Krishna, closer with Krishna. And they give everyone also opportunity to do it. So, if you think about it, the president has the most blessings because he gives everyone facilities to do the service. And if you think about that again, the guru is the most blessed because he's given everyone opportunity to do service again. Right? Okay? Anything else? Yes, sir. Last one.
Maharaj, when we are serving on the altar, and some devotees, you know that they are not clean.
They're not clean.
Yeah. No. And particularly when I'm saying that they are not clean, means they just had the prasadam, they use the restroom, and they want to cook something, and they want whoever is the pujari on the altar to offer that. And it happened with us, and then the devotees started arguing that if the chief priest offers, why can't you offer?
If the chief...
The main priest offers when they use the restroom, when they ate the prasadam and they cooked, he offers. And then they started arguing with us, why can't you offer? If he offers, why can't you? I said, Mataji, you use the bathroom. We saw you honoring prasadam.
Okay.
So next time when you want we to offer, take shower, be clean, we will offer. Yeah. And it was a big conflict. So how to handle these types of situation?
Well, you should have do you have a sign over there, down in the kitchen? They should have guidelines. So now is the time to do it. Okay?
So just now to make the garlands, or even for the Guru Maharaj doing something, do we need to follow the similar standard, or
yes,
we can compromise?
Well, as much as possible, try to follow, but it's not the same as strictness as for the deities. But for Guru Maharaj, we should do the best we can, as clean as much as possible. I've heard him one time, did you offer this? Few times he asked, before eating, did you offer? You've heard that, right? Is this offered? It has to be offered, at least to Prabhupada. If you give something to Guru Maharaj without offering, like to the picture of the deities, that is boga.
No, even,
So we have to be careful, yeah.
even with the Guru Maharaj, if someone offers the fresh flower garland, he would say, no, first offer it to Srila Prabhupada or the deities, and I will take that one.
Yeah.
But what I'm noticing nowadays, a fresh flower garden is given to Guru Maharaj.
But maybe they offered it. They offered it. We just not seeing that they were offered.
No, we saw that while they were...
So you have to let them know, Mataji, you have to let them know, please offer to Prabhupada first before we offer to Guru. Well, you've done your part.
Call the hotline.
You have done your part. If next time they do it again, then don't give them that service. So that they will better not to commit aparad by not doing service. Give it to others who will follow. Again, humility. Humility is number one here. Where is the service attitude if there is no humility? That means they just want to show off. And it is unacceptable. Okay? So that's why downstairs, wherever there is needed, there's some guidelines posted from Prabhupada's teachings, from the Shastra. And once they read it, once they see maybe 3-4 times, it will not sink in, it will definitely work. Because it is posted right there. In the kitchen, deity, prep room, wherever it is needed. Okay? Yes. Last question again. Go ahead. No. No. That is the wrong mood to fight, to serve. We give each other chance to serve. My mood is not to, as a sannyasi, I should take over everything. But I give everyone, here, go, do it, go. That is the mood of Vrindavan.
What is the mentality that one needs to exercise when you're inflicted by that mentality?
Oh, well, if in the beginning you are in that mood that you're being kind of like pushed, is that correct? Huh? Yes. You accept it as it is, because your turn will come someday, and Krishna knows your eagerness, and he will give you the way how it's gonna be done. Okay? There is no rush here.
But for some there is rush. So when you're battling with those some who think it's rush, and you're trying to exercise that, be surrendered and help at others' service.
You can assist, you can just ask, can I help? Don't take somebody else's service. That is Vaishnava Etiquette. Because that is his offering to Krishna. At least The least you can say is, Mataji, can I help you? Is there anything I can help? Jai. Pujari ki jai ho.
Yeah. He's a singer.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, I have a very beautiful, exemplary humility example of our Guru Maharaj. Not too long ago, devotee that I don't know
Near
him,
the mic. Put it-
the devotee that I don't know him much, we were chatting and he was sharing some of his experience. And he has moved around like Mayapur and Bombay and served also in Delhi. I don't know about Vrindavan. But, we all know Guru Maharaj likes to do Mangala Aarti whenever and wherever he can.
Yeah.
Right? So he was telling me that, let's say he came from Bombay 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the flight, and there is a 4:30 Mangala Aarti in Delhi temple, and the regular pujari is doing that Mangala Aarti. So Guru Maharaj, of course, will come down, and of course the devotee, will ask Maharaj to do Aarti. You know what the guy told me, I was very impressed. He said, he said at the end of the Aarti to the devotee that was replaced by him,
yeah.
he says, "Thank you, Prabhu, for having the mercy.
Thank you, Prabhu, for.
For giving me the mercy, having the mercy."
Yeah.
These are, quote unquote, his words about Guru Maharaj.
Yeah.
Not snatching somebody's Aarti, but Guru Maharaj telling the other disciple or the devotee that thank you for having the mercy. That is called humility, I think.
What? Slowly.
Slowly on the mic.
Dire.
Sorry. Sometimes they differentiate by like they act as if they say that, oh, you're the disciple of this Guru Maharaj. And if there are more devotees of other Guru Maharaj's disciple, they will get the seva and others are left out. So in that case, what has to be done?
You need to have a schedule.
But that authority has to understand. If he doesn't take the action, then what has to be done?
Well, that's why you need to approach him and let him know. Of course.
Because they differentiate with like Guru. They don't think that they are the God sisters. We are both.
Who is thinking like this?
Other Matajis or Prabhujis.
And those who are thinking like this, what do they do?
Means they will see that if my God sister is there, I will
What?
take her in the altar.
If
Same Guru Maharaj's disciples are there, they will take that group to the altar to do the seva during the festivals. And like us, we are left out always. So what has to be done in that case?
Well, if they are doing it for many, many, many years, let them do it.
Okay, thank you.
And you can still, Mataji, I'd like to help. Can you give me some service? That is humility again.
Yes.
Okay?
But sometimes then our mind gets agitated. Then we think why we need to go to temple. It's better to
No,
stay
but-
at home and do the bhakti.
But you can do many things in the temple. That's not the only thing that you can do.
No, I understand that. But sometimes we feel then what's the use of? It is same how it is done in the company, corporate companies.
No,
same
it's
the
not.
devotees
It
are
is
acting in
not.
the temple.
It is not. That is their service. That is their service. You
No,
don't-
but during festival I'm saying. During the festivals.
So you just ask.
Other days I can understand who's...
If something can be done ahead of time, don't do it in the nick of the time, 11th hour. You have to
But
ask.
all the festivals are given to the same people,
I
same
know,
every
that's why
time.
you have to let them know ahead of time also. Things that needs to be changed, has to be done in the mode of goodness, not in aggression, not
No.
in passion and ignorance. You have a point. So you have to talk to that devotee who's doing service. Mataji or Prabhuji, is there any way I can be included? I would like to serve the Lord also. In
No, no,
festival
this
time.
just I'm asking because I observe every time. I don't go and fight with anybody. I just observe what's going on, and that's why I'm asking the question.
So,
So my
keep observing.
but then we'll not get a chance anytime to do the seva.
You don't have to do that service. Why are you pushing yourself to do that service? And someone else is already doing it?
Yeah,
Assigned. If it's assigned,
yeah. If it is assigned to
that
us,
devotee, listen, if this is assigned for Sham Krishna to do, why do you want to take away Sham Krishna's
no,
service?
I'm not talking about that. If it is assigned to me,
If
but
it's
then
assigned, if it's assigned to you, then you should do it. What's your problem?
no, my problem is why they differentiate like this Guru
Who
Maharaj
is
disciples.
differentiating?
The devotees. Other
Whose
devotees.
devotee is differentiating?
I don't want to take the name, but other devotees are doing.
If they are, if you are assigned to do, then you must do. Why you are not doing it?
No, it was a connection to her question only. She's also okay.
The controllers do this.
You don't, Mataji, there's so many service in this world. Why you push yourself?
No, but Maharaj, you said that in Vrindavan we push everybody towards the.
That's right, but
But
those
you-
are not in the mood of Vrindavan.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are in the mood of Vrindavan. You are in the mood of Vrindavan, but they're not in the mood of Vrindavan. So
Okay.
tolerant. Be
Okay.
tolerant.
Okay.
That is the mood of Vrindavan also. Being tolerant. So tolerant.
Okay, thank you, Maharaj.
You don't have to push others.
No, we are not pushing anybody.
I know, but my point is that if you are
But
not,
sometimes we feel that we are Brahman initiated, then when our turn will come.
your turn may not come in this lifetime.
Okay. So, it's okay.
You're
So leave up to Krishna.
You have a very valid point, but try to understand those who are already in that level, in there. You cannot change it now. We try to change the world. How come we cannot change the whole world? Isn't it? We try to have the whole world Krishna. No, this is a hospital. Again, Prabhupada says, this is a hospital. Everyone is sick here. And you are on the way outpatient now. So don't mind if you don't get that service. Don't mind if you're not being included. But if you are meant to do that service, if you are scheduled, you must do it. And if you allow others to do your service, if they ask you, can I do it? You got blessings so much. And those who are not doing it for you, they don't get anything. They don't get anything, so wait for our turn. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol. Mm-hmm.